Right, hello my dear friends, how are you doing? Hope you're fine and doing well. So for this video tutorial, we will be having our discussion regarding the least negative indexing. If you didn't watch our video regarding the positive indexing, our previous video released, please watch it first because it is actually the predecessor for this topic. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our discussion regarding Python programming, least negative indexing. Okay, so basically when we say negative indexing, this is just like our indexing before, but this is the counterpart of it on the other side. This means accessing the list from the end or from the last item. Contrary on our indexing discussion on our previous video tutorial, that is actually accessing the list from the very beginning. So this time, since this is negative indexing, we will try to access the list from the end or the very last item on our list. So for the negative 1 actually refers to the last index, then negative 2 will be the second to the last index, negative 3 the third to the last index, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for the syntax, we have here the variable name, of course, or the name of our list, equals, again, just like our list before, the rules of the list. I hope you still remember our 5 rules for having the list. You can check out our video for that. That is actually enclosed by a square bracket before and after, and item X, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5. As you can see here, our item 5 is now considered as the negative 1. We're trying to go from right going to left. Okay, vice versa with our previous indexing, which is from item here, from the first item here on the most left part of the item list, going to the right. So this one from right going to the left, and the numbering of our index is in negative. Okay, so item 5 is negative 1, item 4 is negative 2, item 3 is negative 3, item 2 is negative 4, item X is negative X. It depends on you on how many items you wanted to have inside your list. Okay, so for our task regarding the negative indexing, create a list of financial market technical indicators, which are moving average, relative strength index, stochastics, standard deviation, Fibonacci, Bollinger Bands, MACD, and parabolic SAR, and print each item using their corresponding negative index numbers. So as you can see, our task is almost the same with our previous task, but on our previous task, we are required there to print each item on the list using the corresponding positive index. This time, since we are dealing with the same list, with the same items inside the list, the difference is that we're going to print each item using their corresponding negative index numbers. Okay, so I hope you are now ready. Please open your Jupyter Notebook to your Anaconda software, and let's now start coding. We're now here on the Jupyter Notebook, but before that, here actually this is our previous task. So let's have another title here, list negative indexing. Okay, so negative indexing, let's make this as title. Let's run this. Okay, so for the negative indexing, we have actually the same index. Let's copy and paste this one. Okay, so actually, negative indexing is used if we don't know how many items do we have inside our list. Because if, as you can still remember in our previous video tutorial regarding this positive index, we are actually, we know first on how many items we have inside the list. So based on our manual count, it is 8. So meaning to say from index 0 to index 7. So the condition, actually I gave a condition on the last part of that video, is that what if we don't know how many items inside the list? So the answer is that for that question is of course the negative indexing, and here we are now. So let's try to have our -1 first. So again, -1 stands for the end or the very last item in our list, which is in our case, the very last item is parabolic SAR. So let's delete this first, and let's leave only one print function, and let's have here -1. Again, when dealing with index, guys, don't forget that it should be enclosed with square brackets. Okay, so we have here -1. Let's try to print, let's try to run it. Answer is parabolic SAR, because in using negative index, again, -1 is the last. So MACD is -2. Let's try to have MACD. So this actually must be -2 and MACD. Okay, so let's try to have this. Let's try to have an excess. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. So let's have an excess, guys, for you to be able to see what will happen if ever that we don't know how many items do we have inside our list, and we have input a wrong number or wrong negative index number, which is not included inside our list. So -11, -12, -13. So I think it's enough. Okay, so let's try to run this from -1 index to index -13. Okay, so let's check it, run. Okay, now as you can see, we have here the parabolic SAR, MACD, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci, standard deviations, in this one, stochastics, okay, relative Stern index, and the moving average. So the moving average is the last one. By manual counting, again, those items are on 8, total of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now, as you can see, here we are, we used this 8 print function, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starting on our -9 index, here, the arrow on our indexed error says that the error starts with this line of code, line 10, print technical indicators, square bracket -9. So starting -9, there is an error, indexed error, and as you can see, that indexed error is what we call the least indexed out of range, meaning to say this -9 number index is already out of range, meaning we don't have any -9 index in our list. Okay, we don't have that item in our list. Of course, same with -10 and -11, because if we will going to delete this, the error now will be on -10. So let's run this. Okay, so as you can see, the arrow now is on -10. Same with 11. If we will delete this -10, let's run it. So the arrow now is on -11. Okay, so if we will delete this -11 up to -13, it will not be having any error anymore. Okay, so let's run. Okay, so that's how negative indexing is used in Python programming, my friends. Don't forget that, because we'll be using that again on our next video tutorials. Okay, so I hope you will learn something from this video. If you learned something from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more related contents. So this is the Engineer Trader, your partner from learning to earning. And as always, may your trades be great. Bye-bye.